And the boss in the house. Okay. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
3, 2. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Hole in One Show podcast. I'm your host, Dave Schultz. Great to have you along here on this 6th podcast. It's been just a ton of fun, and I think we're going to keep going. We got to do some. We got to talk some, organization, figure out how we're going to do this. But this is too much fun not to do it every week. Thrilled to have you along. And on today's show, we've got a couple of the hottest amateur golfers in the region. We've got Evan Booth here in our first segment. He just won the North Dakota Match Play. And in our second segment, we have Nate Adams, who just qualified for the U.S. Amateur and a standout for the North Dakota State Bison. Won a couple times on the college level last year, so it's going to be fun to touch base with him. But as promised, in our last podcast, we had the Pro Gal this past Monday, and I owe an update. We had Ryan Bailey on the show last week, and Ryan had said that his best tournament round ever in competition was a 67. Well, Ryan was motivated. Bailey was motivated by what he said, and he went out there and he matched his best ever tournament round. He shot a 67 at the DL Country Club, and he finished second place and got a little cash in his pocket. So Ryan had a big smile on his face yesterday. It was Monday. It was also 100 degrees, and I won the most waters consumed. I think I drank 14 waters. I was 4 over at one point. I had an 8-iron into number 1, pulled it left into the street, ended up on a different golf course across the street. Made an 8, not the best way to start the day. Anyway, was 4 over at one point, battled back to even, ended up 1 over. But we had a great time with our ladies at the Fargo Country Club. We had 3 teams out there. Lisa Schwinden also had a team, and she was the low lady pro. So overall, it was a really successful event, and congrats to Ryan Bailey on a 67. He was in the zone, he was focused, and he was grinding, as he said. Now, it's important, real quick, it's important that we share that Ryan is going to use that money to a good cause. He just, and Evan, I haven't told you this, he has just purchased a new cat. So Ryan said that he's going to be staying with us through the winter, and he's like, well, I need a little buddy, so he got a new cat named Zeke. So he's going to have a little buddy in his house, and so now he's got some money for kitty litter. But anyway, we had a ton of fun, and good job to Ryan and all the ladies who played in the event. So now I'd like to bring in he works player services department at the Fargo Country Club. Great player, committed to play college golf at the University of Mary. He's a rising freshman. He's about to leave us to head over to Bismarck, but he is the North Dakota Match Play champion as of last weekend, won in Jamestown. Evan Booth, welcome to the Hole in One Show podcast, buddy.
Thanks for having me.
Nice job. So let's outline last week. You won the tournament. You've had a great summer run so far. Let's talk about the match play last week. What was it like?
It was great. Qualifying, I got off to a really hot start. Yeah. I was 4 under through 8 holes.
There you go.
Just qualifying, I was like, it's going to be a great week.
Yeah.
And then kind of went downhill a little bit, finished 1 over, but I was like, got the job done. I qualified and heading to matches.
So explain to the viewers listening, what's the format? So is it 1 or 2 rounds of stroke play?
It's 1 round of stroke play.
One round of stroke play.
Later in the afternoon is your first match.
Okay. So the low, how many make match play?
The low 32.
Low 32, and where did you finish in the stroke play?
9th.
9th, and so who was your first match?
I played Riker Landers from St. Mary's.
Okay, how'd that match go?
I beat him in 12 holes, so it was a quick.
So you had a good afternoon.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
What were you to par through 12 holes?
Oh, I don't know. I think I was probably 3-4 under.
Okay, so now we're into the round of 16.
Yep.
And now we'll talk about that match.
There I played Gary Geis.
Chris's son. Good player, Jamestown.
Yeah.
Was that his home course?
That is his. I'm pretty sure. Yep.
Okay.
And I was like, he's gonna know the course. Just kind of stick with him. Started making pars, and I was up 2 heading into 17. He eagled. I parred, and yeah. So then I'm 1 up going into 18, and I was like, okay, all I gotta do is par, and kind of thought I pulled the drive, but I guess it was the right line, and I just had like a little pitch shot into the green and 2-putt.
So you both parred the last hole and you won. Yep. Clutch eagle from Garrick on 17.
Yeah, that was.
All right, so now we're in the Elite 8. Let's talk us through that one. Now, what's your best finish in the North Dakota match play to this point before this week?
Not very. Last year I did it, and I didn't make it to the matches.
Okay, all right. So how about your round of 8?
Round of 8, I played. Who did I play? Kobe Kinzel.
Yeah,
he goes to Bemidji, and he was a defending champ, So I was
you got a tough road, man.
Yeah, a little nervous going into it. I was like, if I could beat Gehrig, I can beat any of these guys.
Yeah.
And just heading into it, we were kind of, I think I was one up at the turn, and just thought to myself, just keep it going, keep what you're doing, and kind of finished it on hole 16.
Play your game. Okay, now we're down to the final four.
Yep, final four. I played Chris Neese from Bismarck.
Yep.
And just kind of same thing. I think we were even through the turn, and I just kept.
Jeez, these are close matches.
Yeah.
Other than your first match, these are close.
And then just beat them on hole 16 again, and there's just a couple made putts I made.
So you've played 18 one time so far.
Yep.
Okay, and how about the championship match?
Championship match, I played Cole Herbal, and he rips the ball. I mean, I'm just struggling to keep up with him, and
that can be intimidating.
Yeah. And I was.
So how far was he driving past you?
20 yards. Easily.
Really? Championship match, you're playing a guy that outdrives you by 20 yards. Yep. So you just stuck to your game?
I just stuck to my game. I was like, well, I mean, we're all having irons into the green anyway. Not that big of a difference. And
sure.
I was just hitting the greens and reg. And
you're a machine. Chris Guy sent me a text. Boothie just won the state match play, and the guy was an absolute machine.
Yep.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, you've been playing well all summer. You've got your resume this summer. I asked you to make the notes. Go through it. This is impressive.
Okay, yeah. So I won my first high school tournament at Kings Walk Country Club with a 68.
Okay.
Or not Country Club.
Your first high school tournament, what was that, like May 15th?
Yeah.
Late start to the season, right?
It was late.
Okay, then you played well in the Newman.
Yep, played well in the Newman Invitational. I got second in that, and then second in the shootout as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun one. And then I had the Junior Am qualifier.
Just barely missed that one.
Just barely. Yep, I was second alternate, but I played pretty good, and I just enjoyed it.
You're near the top of the leaderboard all summer long.
Yep.
Who's the coach out there at University of Mary?
Leif Olson.
Okay, I can see a smile on his face coming in. You got to be ready to go, man.
Oh, yeah.
And you have the Pine coming up.
Yep.
Pine to Palm, famous event. The one thing about these match play events, it's a gauntlet. Like, it's a lot of golf.
Yeah.
Playing a round of 32, 5 matches, to get all the way to the end, that's a ton of golf by the end of the week. You have to have so much confidence going into the Pine after winning the North Carolina match play.
I think so.
I mean, you're going to be a favorite.
I hope it carries over. We'll see.
So your background, where are you from? Where'd you go to high school?
I'm from Fargo, North Dakota. I grew up basically playing the Fargo Country Club. I live right on the course now and graduated from Fargo South.
Yeah, and your dad, well known in the community. He's at Sweet Shots right now, right?
Yep.
And he was a member at the FCC for a long time. And your family's always been a big golfing family.
Yep.
Now, you did move to Arizona for a short while,
We did, yeah. He worked at Ping for a little bit.
What was he doing at Ping?
He was, I don't even know really. He was designing clubs and
how cool is that?
Yeah.
That's awesome. And now he's back at Sweet Shots doing club repair.
Yep.
Right? And watching you win all these golf tournaments.
Yeah.
What's his game like?
Deteriorating a little bit.
Oh no! Oh boy! You got dad on the pod.
Yep.
You got dad on the pod. So you're Fargo South Bruin. Go Bruins.
Yep.
What year? I'm 01. What was you?
23.
23. Yeah. Okay. A little bit of a difference. So you got to be. So why'd you choose University of Mary to go to school?
Well, it was just Leif is just a great guy. I mean, I was reaching out to all these schools, and I think I emailed him like at 9 p.m. one night, and he responds at like 9:30 with a text, like, call me. I was like, wow. And called him that night, talked for like an hour, and I was like, this is going to be a great fit, I think. There's
going to be a lot of other high school players coming up through the ranks that are going to experience and hope to experience what you just did the last year and a half, looking where you're going to go to school. What advice would you give them as they're coming up, sophomore, juniors in high school?
I mean, just keep grinding. I mean, everyone's got their own journey pace. Don't really compare yourself to other guys, but like you're good. If you're good enough to think you're good enough, I think you just keep grinding and you'll get there.
Yeah. You've gotten better every single year, which is the goal. Right?
Yep.
As far as the recruiting process, what advice would you give high school kids coming up with the recruiting process? Were you proactive in marketing yourself to coaches around the area, or were you waiting for phone calls to come in? Explain how that works.
Yeah, I would say, so at the state tournament, I talked to Leif. That was like 2 years ago, just for a brief second. So I knew who he was a little bit.
Yeah.
But I would say you got to reach out to the coaches. You got to email them. You got to do all that stuff to get to them and just get your name out there.
If you want the job, go after the job.
Right?
Yep. That's right. That's good advice. That's good advice in the business world. If you want the job, get aggressive and go after it.
I think coaches really appreciate you reaching out.
Call the coach. Call the general manager. Say, hey, I'd like an interview. Don't just be another resume in the inbox. Go ahead and go get it. Right? That's great. Good for you. What's your home course out there?
Hawktree.
Yep. That'll be great.
Yeah.
Great spot.
It's a little long. It's a longer drive from campus, but Riverwood's like really close. I think hit range at Riverwood, go play Hawktree. It's pretty good.
Do you have any idea what you want to study?
Right now I'm going to study business administration.
Good for you. Well, I know all of your FCC player services shifts will lead into great business administration. Let's talk. How long have you been working at the Fargo Country Club? You're great in the bag room. Player services always can depend on you. I think you got a full weekend coming up. Put you on the schedule, full weekend. If we've got Boothie, young Boothie, right? How many nicknames do you have at the club?
A lot.
So young Boothie. If young Boothie's on the schedule, life is good. So how long you worked at the FCC?
This is my third summer there.
Yeah. And what? And I asked you, what are some funny stories or what? I don't know. Like, what's the most interesting ask that you ever had from a member or a coworker?
I would say usually it's when a couple of or just some members are a little too drunk to drive a little bit.
Oh, jeez.
but if they need a ride home, I'm always like, just give me a couple minutes and
taking care of everybody. Taking care of everybody.
Especially if there's like just there's a lot of guys there some weekends and they're just having fun.
Yeah, there's a lot going on and we're busy, right? So you're always between the range, picking the range, getting the carts ready. What's been your favorite part of the job?
Just the
other
golf.
Than being good at it. I mean, it's fun being good at something, right? It's fun being good at golf. It's fun being any task that you do that if you're good at it and you can perform, even if it's working player services, it's fun, right? You know what you're doing and you're good at it.
I mean, the members out there are great. It's just so fun talking to all of them and just discovering like who these guys are and being like, wow, these guys they've accomplished a lot. Yeah. And then just seeing them out there golfing, having fun. It's just different kind of angle of them.
It's a good spot for sure. So let's get back to the competitive golf. We've got only a couple weeks, less than 2 weeks actually, till the Pine to Palm. What are you going to do to prepare for the Pine, or what will you do to keep your game at the level it obviously was last weekend?
Just kind of every day, just maybe half hour at the range, just hitting balls. I got some drills I'm doing, and just then putting and chipping is usually takes up more of my time because that's what I got to work on right now. Yeah. I think my ball striking is where it could be or where it should be. Yeah. And then if I can just get the ball closer to the hole, it'll work itself out. Well,
it's going pretty doggone good right now. Well, young Boothie, I was trying to get Gunnar on the show to give you a little surprise. Yeah, he's got a lot of good stories about you. I think you still paper checks, right? There's no direct deposit. Yeah. No, okay, all right, sounds good. No Venmo, right?
No, I got Venmo now.
You got Venmo now?
Got my debit card last year, so I got Venmo now.
All right, you're ready for college. Yep. Well, best of luck, University of Mary. Obviously, thrilled to work with you every single day at the FCC. And play well in the Pine. Go win. Yeah. There's no reason not to, right? You got all the way to the finish line, North Dakota match play. Go do it in the Pine.
Yep.
Good job, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, folks, stay with us. After this, Nate Adams, standout golfer at North Dakota State, just qualified for the U.S. Amateur.
Any bank can tell you they have a rock-solid commitment to agriculture. Bell can prove it. To this day, every Bell Bank branch is partially built with rocks we've picked from our founder's farm. But our roots in ag have grown more than a few offices. They've shaped who we are and formed our entire approach to banking. Let us prove it to you as you grow your farm and prepare your legacy for the next generation. Bell Bank, committed to ag.
Golf to me is patience.
It's weird to say, but golf is life.
It is. It's the ultimate game of life.
You know, it's an individual sport.
You have to put in a lot of work to get minimally better. And that's kind of the beauty of it. You come back to improve.
That's why I love golf, is just every shot is different.
That next round, that next shot, you know, it could be that start of a story.
I don't even want to say a game. It's more than a game.
3, 2, 1. Hey, everyone, back to, excuse me, 3, 2, 1. Hey, everyone, welcome back to the Hole in One Show podcast. It was great to have Evan Booth on the first segment. He's playing great. You can tell he's playing with golf with a lot of confidence, and he's ready for the Pine to Palm and go out to school freshman year of college. Now, a guy who knows plenty about college golf is probably the hottest amateur golfer in our region right now. He is a standout college player at North Dakota State. He just finished his junior season where he won 3 times, and I can tell you that is not easy. He had a strokes per round average of under 72, which is incredible. He plays great in every scratch game we have at the FCC every Friday. He just won the last one with a bogey-free 67, and he parlayed that into a 10-under, 36-hole U.S. Amateur qualifying, and he's going to the show. I'd like to welcome in Nate Adams. Nate, congratulations, and welcome to the Hole in One Show podcast, buddy.
Hey, thank you, and thanks for having me on the show. I'm excited to talk for a couple minutes.
Absolutely. Let's give a little background. You're from Maple Grove. People who maybe don't know you, what's your background?
Yeah, I'm from Maple Grove. Grew up there my whole life. Played golf, basketball, and football growing up. Didn't end up playing football all the way through high school, but played basketball all the way through high school. Really liked to play sports growing up, and just ended up following golf through college. And North Dakota State kind of was the only school I came calling. So I wound up here, and I've loved my experience ever since I got here.
You and I have one thing in common, other than obviously loving the game of golf, and that's Coach Steve Kennedy. Talk about the recruiting process. How did he get you up to North Dakota State?
Yeah, so it's actually kind of funny. Coach Kennedy never once came and watched me play a tournament or anything before my visit at NDSU. I was playing in the Resorters my junior year of high school, and I played against Andrew Israelson, who was a pretty great player here at NDSU during his time. And I think he was a junior at the time, and we were playing a semifinal match of the Resorters, and I played really well that day and ended up beating him. And afterwards, he talked to Coach Kennedy and was like, hey, you got to get this guy up to NDSU on a visit. He's a great player.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of how it started. And I think I went on my visit maybe like 2 months later. Got to go to a SDSU, NDSU football game. That was a lot of fun. And then kind of decided a couple months after that was the place I was going to go. It's
not only impressing the coach, but this happens a lot where you'll play a guy who's at the school, a guy a couple years older who's already in school, and you have a rapport, and the guy sees you play, and a lot of times it's the current player going to the coach saying, hey, this guy, when he hits it sounds different. He's a good dude. He putts it well. You need to call him and get him on the team. So that's pretty cool that Andrew did that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I think it's interesting with golf too, because players on certain teams can be playing all over the place, and they play with other guys, during the summer that may not, or be coming out of high school or whatever it may be, and they're like the players are almost recruiters themselves. So,
right.
It was really cool to meet Coach on my visit. I mean, it was weird, but it was cool, and he welcomed me right in, and it was a great experience.
Tough to beat Coach Kennedy. You are in good hands with Coach Kennedy. I know Larry Murphy assists as well, so you got two great guys to learn from and look up to, and you're in a great spot. So let's talk about NDSU golf. One thing that's incredible, what you guys can do in the spring when we're in the middle of 5 feet of snow. You guys leave for a couple of days, and you're competing and you're winning team-wise and individually these golf tournaments. When you come back, it's 15 degrees and there's snow on the ground. Talk about the facilities that you have at North Dakota State that allow you to actually leave in the middle of winter and have a chance to compete playing golf.
Yeah, right. Everyone, every player on the team is so eager to get out, get on the plane, and get somewhere warm so we can hit off some grass, but. We only get to do that 5 times for our tournament, so it's you're obviously unprepared from just a season-long practice standpoint where you're hitting off of fake grass or whatever. But we have a tremendous simulator, TrackMan simulator. We have an indoor putting and chipping facility where they just finished building the new indoor football practice facility that we can go into and hit wedges in the nets from 100 yards.
That helps.
And
that helps.
See our ball flight for 100 yards hitting into nets, which that's a big deal. I think that is probably the most important practice we get during the winter.
It is. Being able to flight wedges. Being able to flight wedges and get your feels with your hands is everything. I wish I could put the par 3 at the FCC in a dome and be able to play that thing year round. But that's right.
Yeah,
you need to be able to hit those 100-yard shots and see that ball take off from the club face, don't you?
Yeah, and we do that. I mean, we do that Monday through Friday for an hour and a half, 2 hours, the entire winter. We're hitting, I mean, each guy's probably hitting anywhere over 200 wedges a day maybe in there. So
that's great.
That's a big practice for us.
So you've come to North Dakota State, and I mean, it looks like you've improved every year. And now you're going into your senior season. You're playing in the U.S. Amateur. How many times have you made the U.S. Am?
This is my first U.S. Am. I played in the junior Am right before coming to college.
Okay.
But this is my first big time U.S. Am, real deal thing.
And Cherry Hills, can't beat that.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I've heard a little bit about Cherry Hills, but the sister course that we're playing for one of the rounds is Colorado Golf Club, which we actually had a tournament at, I think 2 years ago in college.
Perfect.
And I ended up tying for fifth in that. It was one of my first. I think that was my first top 5 finish in college, actually. So
that's huge.
I've seen that course before. Yeah, and I really liked that golf course. So I'm really excited to go play. There's a ton of players, and obviously all the players playing are super skilled golfers. But I'm just excited to see what my game has to offer.
Yeah, well, keep it rolling. You've won a few times, 3 times this past college season. You're playing well in the scratch. Obviously, we kind of joke about that, but it is competition on Fridays at home, which is nice. You go win. You make the USAM. Now you've got. You said you've got the Resorters coming up, and then the USAM, and then the North Dakota Open. So, man, you're banging away every week.
Yeah, you just keep going, and hope to play well every week. The amateur schedule in the summer is very similar to what the pros go through. You just keep playing and tournaments if you're able to, and
yeah,
it's a lot of fun. And then you just roll right into the college season. I mean, we play September 4th or whatever is our first event, and that's after the Bobcats. You never really stop.
You don't. And you brought up the word pro. That's the next question, and I'm sure you're starting to field these questions. You've got your senior season. You'll graduate from NDSU. And what are your aspirations? Do we want to play full time, or what's the plan?
I would obviously love to pursue a professional career in golf. I know it's very hard and takes a lot of dedication and practice to make it professionally, but it's I've been playing golf ever since I was like 4 years old. Something I've been good at for my whole life, and I'd really like to test it out. So as of right now, the plan is to turn professional sometime after school. I don't know if I would play an amateur schedule after I graduate or not, just for that summer, and then turn pro going into the winter. I'm not sure. I'm still kind of planning out some stuff and talking with people, but it's exciting. Amateur golf has been so much fun, but being having the opportunity to go play professionally, I mean I can only imagine how thrilling it's going to be. Yeah,
more exposure to that competition would be better, and it is pretty incredible how many good players are at the next level. And you stand out in college, and then you're one of the guys at the pro level. So the more experience, the better. At least that's my advice I could give you. Did it for a few years, but I feel like I'm bearing the lead. We're going to put this picture up, and this is the best. This is the best college profile roster picture that I think I've ever seen. What is behind, and that is real, correct? That is real?
Yeah, that's real.
How long did that take, and what did Mom say?
That probably took 2.5 months. I kind of had the whole beard going, and I would trim up my beard, but I would leave the mustache just growing and growing. And then the whole story behind it really is my first year I came here, I took a photo of how I looked in high school or whatever. I had my hair, combed back with some product in it and no beard, baby face and everything. And then the next year I was starting to grow a beard. I was like, all right, I'm going to do a different look picture. Grew my hair out a little bit, had the beard. And then the next year came around. I was like, well, I did something different each year. I might as well keep the trend going. And then finally we got to this last season. It was my 4th time doing the picture. was like, what am I going to do?
You got to go big. You got to go big. And this is it. This
And
is
so
it.
I decided on the mustache, and I was even able to curl it a little bit, and I thought it looked freaking fantastic. My mom, when she saw it, she laughed really hard and said that she liked me better without it. So
I'm sure your mom or dad or somebody from a previous generation told you look like Raleigh Fingers.
yeah,
How
I got
good is
some comments about the adult film industry.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
So
well, it was a great stash.
but-
It was a great stash. And so you did do this. You did do this just for this picture.
yeah, it was only for the picture. I probably left it for like a couple days afterwards.
And you got to go to like Herd and Horns or somewhere. What's the other place up there? You got to go check things out with this thing on your face, right?
Yeah, I'm kind of like right now. I don't know what I'm going to do because I'm going back for a 5th year. We're taking pictures in a month and a half, maybe. So I got to figure out what I'm going to do. And
pressure's on because you don't have much time, but also it's going to be tough to top junior year.
yeah, exactly. So we'll see.
That's
maybe
good
I'll
stuff.
just reverse it back to the first year I came and have the shaved face and look like I did it. Full rotation. I don't know. We'll see.
That's awesome. Well, keep playing great, Nate. You're doing a great job. Just a standout college player. Best of luck your senior season. Enjoy it. As soon as you get out of college golf, you miss it. You get to travel all over the country playing great golf courses on somebody else's dime, right? And getting that great experience and competing with your teammates. And it's team golf. When you turn pro, you go play professional golf, man. You're on an island and you'll have friends and stuff, but this is team golf. I hope you enjoy the heck out of your last season. Thanks for joining us on the Hole in One show, and play great these next few weeks. We'll follow you in the USAM.
Thank you very much. Was really happy to be on the show. Appreciate it.
You got it, Nate. Thanks a lot, buddy. Talk to you soon.
All right, see ya.
All right, folks. Thanks for being with us on the Hole in One show podcast. Stay tuned. We're going to keep doing this. It's been a lot of fun the last 6 weeks, and we've had great guests, and we're just going to keep it rolling. So thanks for being with us, and we'll see you next time.